What's up guys, Jimmy here with episode 5 for super cheap PlayStation 3 games. I'm going to be going over 8 PlayStation 3 games you can get on the cheap right now used at GameStop. I'm really excited because there really are some gems I'm going to cover for this episode. I will be doing an episode 6 for super cheap Xbox 360 games in the near future, and if you like these videos, definitely smack that thumbs up button so I can know to make more. You guys' support is really appreciated and I love making these videos. And before I get started, South Park: The Stick of Truth was released this week. That was probably the big release that was released this week. I did not review South Park: The Stick of Truth. However, a good friend of mine, Joel Valley with Media Glitch, did review South Park: The Stick of Truth. Guys, definitely check out his review when you get the chance. He did an excellent job on the review. The film quality and the production quality, all around, it's an excellent review. It's an excellent video. Definitely check out his video, his channel, when you get the chance. Subscribe to his channel. Check out the review. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? And let's start off with a pretty epic, unbelievable game. And that is Infamous 2. Infamous Second Son is going to be coming out on the PlayStation 4. Gosh, in a matter of weeks, a matter of days. I will be getting that for the PlayStation 4. But really, Infamous 2 is just a super, super fun game with just this excellent open world for you guys to check out and explore. You can get it now, used at GameStop for $9.99. If you're a fan of open world games, definitely check this one out. You have these superpowers and you get to explore and climb these massive buildings and jump from rooftop to rooftop, and glide across the different electrical wires. Just an incredible, incredible game. Not only is there a sweet campaign, and not only are there some great side missions for you to check out, but it goes even a step further. You can check out just so many, dozens and dozens of excellent user-generated missions that gamers like you and me were able to create to add to your hours of enjoyment for this game. Truly an excellent, excellent game. Just have so much exploring the city. Even when I'm not even, I have a mission or a side mission. I love just jumping from rooftop to rooftop or gliding across the different electrical wires. Just so much fun. An excellent, excellent game. Sucker Punch truly did an excellent job with Infamous 2, and I can't wait to check out Second Son because that one looks unbelievable. But guys, yeah, for $9.99, definitely belongs in your PS3 collection. Okay, next one is a game that I really feel is an underrated title, and you get it now used for the PS3 for $4.99, and that is the Bourne Conspiracy. Now, a lot of you guys have already seen the Bourne movies, just high, intense, action-packed moments, and this game is no exception to the movies. This game is high adrenaline, lots of fighting, lots of action, lots of shooting, intense, crazy moments, and gosh, for $4.99, it truly is an unbelievable deal. I know a lot of people shy away from games that are based on like a comic book or a movie franchise, but this one is actually, I would recommend this title, guys, and for $4.99 it definitely belongs in your collection. A kind of an underrated gem that I think you guys should check out, and I think you might be surprised at how good this game is. Okay, next up is a game that, gosh, reviewers slammed like crazy, but most of the gamers that I've talked to really enjoy this one. I'm no exception to that. As a gamer, I really enjoy this title. You can get it now used at GameStop for $6.99, and that's Medal of Honor Warfighter. This is a shooter that, as I said, reviewers pummeled. They destroyed this game. And there's an article that I want you guys to check out. If you're kind of curious about this game, are not really sure why some of the reviewers gave this game the score that maybe perhaps they did, I'll include in the video description a link to a story, an article, excellent article on why perhaps journalists did what they did with this game. Guys, this really is a good first-person shooter that you should check out. When you get the chance, go to Amazon.com, check out some of the reviews that gamers were giving this game, and You know, I like this game. I like the pacing of this first-person shooter, and I also like the handling of the weapons. I don't know, I'm just such a big fan of Bad Company 2, and I kind of felt with the gunplay and the different weapons that you can pick up in Medal of Honor Warfighter, I kind of had this similarity. I'm like, oh, these weapons, these guns kind of remind me a lot of the weapons and the handling of Bad Company 2, which is a definite plus for me. Of course, you have the multiplayer, but has an excellent campaign as well. Check out this game when you get the chance for $6.99. It's definitely worth your time. Okay, next up is a third-person shooter slash horror game. It's probably the best one in the series, and most people I think would say it's the best one in the series, and that is Dead Space 2. I'm a big fan of the Dead Space franchise. This game, Dead Space 2, definitely has some freaky, crazy moments, but the gameplay is super solid. The story is excellent. Of course, it has multiplayer to it. I myself really don't care for the multiplayer. I really felt like they just tacked that on. I know people play the multiplayer for Dead Space 2. I didn't care for it. But the campaign is excellent. And you can get it now used at GameStop for $9.99. And like I said earlier, I think it's probably the best Dead Space out of the three. I haven't had the chance to put too much time on Dead Space 3. I did play through Dead Space 1. But Dead Space 2, excellent, fantastic. Definitely belongs in your collection. Okay, next up is a game that I kind of have slammed in the past. I think one of the reasons for that is I put some time on it. I'm like, oh, dude, what is this game? And in all honesty, it is an underrated game that I did not give enough credit. To be honest, you can get it now used at GameStop for $4.99. Some people love this game, some people hate this game, but that is Alpha Protocol. Now, looking at this game, you look at the trailers like, dude, is this like a poor man's version of Mass Effect? It's not a Mass Effect game. Is it an RPG? Yes. A lot of people don't realize this is made by game Obsidian. And Obsidian has just a real nice track record with excellent games, with excellent RPGs. And like I mentioned earlier, I feel like I really didn't give this game enough credit or enough of a chance. And it really is an underrated gem, in my opinion. And it definitely belongs in your collection for $4.99. A good game. Is it the best game in the world? Is it up there with Mass Effect? No. But like I mentioned earlier, it is not a Mass Effect game. It is a different type of RPG. And yeah, for $4.99, it's definitely a good one that belongs in your collection. Okay, next up is actually one of my favorite third-person shooters for the PS3. And that is the Army of Two, the 40th Day. You can get it now used at GameStop for $9.99. You can go this game alone. It does, of course, have multiplayer, but during the campaign, you can either play through the campaign solo with a computer co-op partner, or you could go online and play with a co-op partner as well. An excellent co-op shooting experience. I think they really did a whole lot of innovative ways to customize weapons, and just an excellent game. The only thing bad that I have to say about Army of Two: The 40th Day is the last hour and a half. I really felt like the developers really dropped the ball. Like, dude, what are you doing with this game? The experience so far has been fantastic, but the last hour and a half was just not very good. But I know that's kind of like a big gripe, but the campaign, for the most part, is excellent and very, very intense. I highly recommend that you check out Army of Two: The 40th Day, $9.99 used for the PS3. Great game, and I highly recommend it for you guys. Okay, next up is another game that a lot of gamers that really enjoyed this one, had a lot of fun with it. Not all of them, but a lot of gamers did. And this is another game that reviewers like, oh, one isn't very good. But you can get it now used at GameStop for $1.99, and that is Dark Void. Kind of reminds me of the movie The Rocketeer, where you've got this jetpack and you can fly through the sky. This, of course, has combat in the sky, but it also has combat on the ground. So it's got that twist with the jetpack and with the cover of you've got a third-person shooter where you can, get behind cover, take out enemies, but you can also take that combat to the sky with the jetpack. So it definitely does something different that you don't see in a whole lot of third-person shooters. And yeah, gosh, right now you can get it used for $1.99. Definitely belongs in your collection. I think a lot of you guys would have a lot of fun with this game. And I mean, when it comes down to it, that's really what it's all about. Okay, next up, and actually my final game that I'm going to be going over with you today, is an excellent first-person shooter that you can get now for $9.99, and that is Resistance 3. Here's an interesting thing, and I've talked about this before. Resistance 2 has an excellent multiplayer component, and people still play the heck out of Resistance 2. Resistance 3, I really didn't like the multiplayer too much. However, when it comes to the campaign, when it comes to the story, really it's one of the best story or campaigns in a first-person shooter that I've ever experienced. And that's saying a lot. I'm not saying it's better than Bioshock Infinite, or I'm not saying it's better than Metro Last Light, but it's up there. I think a lot of first-person shooters, the campaign or story, that's kind of like the weak link to the game. But in Resistance 3, it is just downright phenomenal. And it really is a work of art. Guys, you can pick up Resistance 3 right now, used at GameStop for $9.99. And just a great quality title. And I highly recommend that you check it out. Well, guys, there, again, is 8 PlayStation 3 games you can get used on the cheap. And again, if you enjoyed this video, definitely hit that thumbs up button when you get the chance. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for support, and I'll talk to you guys later.